Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. The Right Group, the right way to buy and sell real estate. Mark Macknick, Chicagoland Tax Professionals. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We come to you tonight from Lake Central High School as the Region Sports Network presents live video coverage of Indiana High School boys basketball as the visiting Valparaiso Vikings take on the host Lake Central Indians. I'm Mike Dewan. I have the play-by-play for all of tonight's action, and joining me once again is the analyst, your favorite analyst, It is Jay Simmons. Jay, happy Friday. Happy Doolin Basketball Friday.
It?
You're warm yet? You're good?
I'm still a little chilly, but I'm warming up slowly but surely. You got the Vikings coming in at 8-7. They're 1-3 in their last four games. You got Lake Central coming in with a two-game winning streak, 2-2 in their last four games. So we're going to see if Lake Central can keep the momentum going, see if Valparaiso can right the ship here going into close to the month of February.
Yeah, Jay, of course, the old adage goes playing the best basketball at the right time, and you blink, and before you know it, it's the third week of conference play. Lake Central coming to this one 9-4, but 1-1 in the Doolin Conference standings. We'll get into that later in terms of how the teams stack up in the Doolin play. Well, Valparaiso, again, you talked about, both these teams are looking to kind of turn a corner. Valparaiso still a winning record, 8-7, but they're 0-2 in the conference, Jay. Lake Central, of course, led by third-year head coach Ryan Sexton. This is a team that is, of course, as all teams do going into New Year's, they got to graduate some pieces. They got to find some pieces to fill those roles. They got a good group here thus far, but I'll tell you what, again, they've had these four losses have been quality. Again, they're 1-1 in the conference. They lost to Portage. They lost to a couple teams downstate as well. And they're looking to get their 10th win of the season here tonight against a good Valparaiso squad we'll get into.
Yeah, looking at their schedule, they lost to Pike and Carmel over Christmas break, and then they lost to Portage on the 16th at Portage, 80-63. And just within the last few weeks, the Valparaiso Vikings lost to Portage 57-56.
That was a great game on the Region Sports Network. But Lake Central, they're led by a couple big pieces. Noah Enyart kind of is the straw that stirs the drink. 16 points per game, almost 9 boards per game as well. But Valparaiso, they have some size on their front lines as well, although 8-7, a very, very talented roster. Yes, 0-2 in conference, hoping to get their first conference win tonight. They're led by some guys up front as well. Corbin McConaughey, 6'9", center position, as well as someone who is growing, as mentioned, both physically and as a ball player. That is Maddox Wagner, 6'8", junior forward/center as well.
Yeah, so definitely Noah Enyart's going to have his work cut out for him. He's got a couple trees in the middle that he's going to be going up against. So it's going to be seeing if we get a little bit of a struggle for Lake Central inside the middle coming up against all that height.
It's going to be a fun front court match of Valparaiso led by third-year head coach Ben Lesky, a Valparaiso man through and through. We'll be back here with more pregame coverage. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you heard? Strack-Mantel was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Strack-Mantel.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Companies Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Hi, my name is Mark Macknick. I'm the owner of Mark Macknick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently. And then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Macknick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, "Wow, this is awesome." It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. It's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland, and ever since I've been advertising on Region Sports, a lot of my old coaches are now my clients. A lot of my old teammates come in here. My recommendation, if you're a business here in Northwest Indiana, I think Region Sports is, for your money, it's one of the best places that you can advertise. I mean, I can advertise on billboards. I could do anywhere I want to. And I choose Region Sports, mainly because I get a lot of feedback, especially on the high school level. A lot of the parents, if they can't make a game, they're watching it online. They're watching a replay, the grandparents. So it's done wonders for my business, and it's my go-to for advertising. It's the only spot I would advertise. So if you're a business owner in the area, really look into advertising on Region Sports. It's going to be well worth your money, and you'll make tenfold on what you're spending. Region Sports Network, they're the only game in town, but they're more than just a game.
Back here on the Region Sports Network, Mike DeWan and Jay Simmons both in the house here at Lake Central. Also shout out to Zach Miller, our producer for the evening, and Aaron Svetlin is the man behind the lens. Before we get into more of the pregame coverage prior to tip-off, first got to do the Economy Electric Heating and Cooling Friday night forecast. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a frigid one here this evening. In St. John, -3 degrees, feels like -11. Of course, the sun has well set. It's not going to get any warmer, especially come tomorrow, and even on Sunday may have a little bit of snow. So stay home, bundle up, be warm out there, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have some good basketball here on Friday night, though, nonetheless.
And make sure that furnace is cleaned and ready to go. It's going to be working OT today, baby.
And if you guys do have any problems over the course of the weekend, feel free to hit up these guys. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling with a 24/7 emergency service. Comfort isn't far away. They keep you cool in the summer. And, of course, during this time, cozy in the winter. Jay, less than a minute to go before we kind of get the anthem going, the starters going. Any final thoughts between, again, two teams coming to this one with pretty near records, pretty near, again, solid personnel all across the board, but a conference matchup. Anything could happen here in this one.
Yeah, you're right. And, you look at these two teams sort of breaking it down. They both average 57 points a game offensively. They are both 34% from the three-point line, so there's a lot of similarities. Free throw, 65-62, Lake Central to 62. Valparaiso averaging 25 rebounds, Lake Central averaging 21. So on paper, you're looking at these two teams, and you're thinking they're pretty evenly matched. Valparaiso may have a little bit more size in the middle, but does that really matter once they get into the open court?
Yeah, I'm very interested to see because I got a good look at Lake Central against Portage, and that is a team that they're doing a great work here thus far this season.
Right.
They got a game tonight against Maryville, and they're unbeaten in conference play and unbeaten. But they don't really have a true big man. They kind of rolled out 5 guards. Now you look at what this Lake Central front court has to deal with. Complete opposite, Jay. Now it is a couple trees down low with the Valparaiso Vikings. So interested to see how kind of this team will fare against a totally different lineup compared to those Portage Indians.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a different substituting rotation for coaches, and they'll make plenty of adjustments in their game plan.
All right, we'll turn it over now to the public address for the national anthem.
The officials for today's contest are Michael Pastrick.
Back here on the Region Sports Network, of course, national anthem now in the books. Now it's time to name the starters for the visitors, the Valparaiso Vikings. Levon Redmond, the senior, walks out first. Senior guard, they're 8 points per game. J.J. Jankowski, a fun story on him, only a sophomore guard. Michael Reeves, the senior guard, number 4, 8 points per game. And we'll call it the man in the middle, Maddox Wagner.
6'8".
And if that wasn't enough at 6'8", here's 6'9", Corbin McConaughey.
Yeah, like I said, they got some trees out there. And we go dark here at Lake Central.
Lake Central hopes to chop them. As it's Teacher Appreciation Night here, Jay, as we'll see the intro video coming up here as well. But looking near the bench as well, there's a couple teachers out there in the front row. So super, super cool. And on the video board, I believe they're going to show a slideshow of the teachers they're kind of honoring here tonight. Of course, you as well. I know you're in the Lake Central school system. I know you're retiring at the end of the year as well. You made that well known, but congrats on not only you, of course, but all the teachers in this Lake Central and all school systems.
That's right.
Course.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
The coaches in the classroom, I guess, if you will. Big shout out to the teachers getting honored here tonight as they make their way through the. Oh, that's super cool. They're on the kind of starting lineup here of teachers. We'll turn it over to the PA.
In his 5th year, also from the math department, Mr. Danny Sinoprak. In his 6th year, from the world language department, Mr. Castulo Perez. In her 9th year, from the world language department, Senora Mujica Edos. I'm sorry. In her 11th year, from the math department, Mrs. Jill Sills. In her 17th year, from the phys ed department, Mrs. Karen O'Hara. In her 17th year, also from the math department, Mrs. Jen Vandal. In her 18th year, from the social studies department, Mrs. Amy Wilkins. In her 19th year, from the social studies department, Mrs. Amanda Schuyler. In her 22nd year, from the social studies department, Mrs. Christina Achman. In her 23rd year, from the math department, Mrs. Angela Olenkamp.
Back here on the Region Sports Network, the starting teachers were announced. Jay, now it's time to name the starters. For those Lake Central Indians, senior guard number 0, Cooper Cronky. David Aguilera, another guard, a classmate of Cronky at the senior level. Jacob Billmeyer, Noah Enyart, and Evan Geller round things out for the Tribe here this evening. Good size down low as well. Again, we talked about Enyart, who kind of leads the charge. Again, he's 16 points a game. Oh, I got a couple double-doubles to his name over the course of his Lake Central career.
Yeah, he's talking about averaging 8 rebounds a game. Let's see how he matches up on the inside.
And they have their work cut out for them tonight on the rebounding department. Looking at some of the keys coming out of these coaches' mouths, Jay. I mean, from Coach Sexton, kind of talking with him, keep a body on Wagner and McConaughey. Those two guys
definitely got to keep them off the boards. They get a rebound, especially at the offensive end. It's going to be an easy putback for them, too.
And while Lake Central's hoping to kind of shoot a little bit better, a team that can shoot the ball, but from what Coach Sexton said, if they could shoot better, this team is a real problem. And Coach Lesky of Valparaiso knows that as well. We are ready to go here from Lake Central, as Valparaiso will win the tip and get things going here. Thank you all for joining us. Hopefully all bundled up and inside watching tonight's broadcast here on the Region Sports Network.
Got that electric blanket going or the heater going, right?
A couple electric blankets. Here's Redmond to Jankowski. They'll swing this run around. Good defense here so far from Lake Central. Just going man straight up. And the matchup down low going to be interesting, as a shot was thrown up there from Wagner. Good defense from Enyart.
Yeah, Enyart right in his face the whole way.
Now with 3, early 3 here for Lake Central off the mark. Rebound goes to McConaughey.
Clean that one up nice and easy. Nice take here.
Redmond, good moves down low, but Cronky, a stifling defender as well.
Yeah, Redmond had it hit off. Go out of bounds. Oh, I thought I was all right. It went off the Lake Central.
Battle of number zeros there with Redmond and Cronky. Supple looks to get in. They'll get it into Redmond, the senior guard. Had a couple good games here thus far in his senior season. Pump fake there, elbow jumper off the mark. Missed all of that one.
And the student section's letting them know about it.
Jersey night here, Jay. You got a favorite jersey that you've owned over the course of your life?
Yeah, I got a Walter Payton jersey hanging up.
There you go. That's a good one. Sweetness, baby. Here's Enyart, not afraid to dribble it on the perimeter. We'll hand off to Cronky, then to Aguilera. Senior-led Lake Central lineup, but has some young pieces off the bench as well. Move this one around Aguilera. Skip past to Cronky. 3 underway, nearly blocked. I think it was. Rebound Valpo. Good fly out there. Cronky's been struggling from the three-point line, but he's a sharpshooter. Short-term memory. Had a couple tough games as of late, but
neither team so far able to get out and run yet.
Jankowski throws up a shot. No good. Rebound Tribe.
Everybody's staying in their set offense. Valparaiso or Lake Central looking to move the ball up the court quickly.
Still a little bit chilly from the bus ride, if you will. Trying to defrost as the game goes on. Still 0-0 here. Nearly 2 minutes in. Skip pass to the corner. Pump fake. Elbow. Jumper. That's off the mark from Bill Meyer.
2 minutes gone and
no stoppage of play. I think only one stoppage of play here thus far. So team's looking to get into something. Here's Jankowski, a sophomore. 4th generation Valparaiso Viking. You don't see that often in any sports, any schools. A Valpo man through and through, as well as that one's poked away there from Lake Central.
Yeah, Cronky, nice job getting the double team on the big man. Steals the ball away.
They will swing this run around. They'll dump it down low to Enyart. Right hook off the mark. Rebound goes to Valpo. Got a good look there. Enyart likes that right hook.
I had it in point blank range. Just banged it off the back of the rim.
Still scoreless through almost 3 minutes. Long range 3 for Valpo off the mark. Tough shot there from Wagner.
Coach Sexton yelling at the team, settle it down. Let's get into our offense. Let's get a good ball movement, and let's see if we can get a bucket.
Yeah, both teams done a great job of getting back, not really letting the team get out in transition. Enyart, top of the key, thought about it. He'll shoot it and gets it to go.
Splash down from the top of the key.
First score of the ball games from Noah Enyart, who's not afraid to shoot it from beyond the arc. Not where he makes the most of his money, only 25% from three, but that time gets the party started. Nothing but net. That's a foul well beyond the perimeter. That one on Kroenke.
Kroenke, not a good foul. They're 25 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, he's a defender. He's gonna pick up probably your top ball handler as well, so watch out, as that'll be his first, team's first.
Yeah, pushing the envelope a little bit right there, getting all over the offensive player.
It is now 3-0 here after the Enyart three.
What inning are we in?
Not there yet. A few months away. Here's Redmond through the teeth of the Lake Central defense. Good luck.
Good
Swipes
defense.
Away. Enyart came up with it, got it to a guard. Kroenke. Here's Evan Geller. Pump fake. Pump fakes again. Dribble handoff to Kroenke. Three underway, short. Fought for and recovered by Valpo. Yeah, it's been tough. Kroenke, 6 games this year with 3 3-pointers made, but 1 of 7 last game and 2 of 10 before, so just hoping to get the lid off the basket going forward. As he is a spark plug.
I was going to say he's struggling a little bit right now. He's got to work his way through it.
Short-term memory. McConaughey caught in no man's land. Good defense there by Geller. Step through, tries to find a cutter, taken away by the Tribe. Here they're all running. Right-handed layup with some contact. Good. That's Billmeyer. No call there, but doesn't need it.
Yeah, good job by the official. A little bit of contact, but nothing to stop him from making a basket. Lake Central up 5-zip.
Getting out and running that time, Billmeyer. 11 points per game, nearly 12, a 2-year player. Elevated role here in 2025/26. Good pump fake there, but he walked.
Oh, boy.
Good move. Got him up in the air. Got him where you wanted him.
Valparaiso just mistake-ridden left and right. A lot of turnovers here early on.
Out checks Redmond, in checks the freshman Nikola Kairos. Promising young freshman.
How about it? Freshman on a 4A school like this, that's outstanding.
Kind of the 6th man of this roster, averaging nearly 5 points per game. Good cut down, low ball movement to the corner. 3 short. Rebound goes to Reeves. Here's Jankowski. They'll swing it to Reeves. Deep 3, short. Rebound will stay down here. Mid-range jumper. That's back iron. Lake Central recovers, and they look to run. Billmeyer, he'll hold things up.
But you know what, though? Every shot that Valparaiso's taken has been contested, and that's a good job by the defense of Lake Central.
Here's a 3 from Billmeyer. That one runs short. And still kind of that lid on the basket for Lake Central from the three-point department.
Yeah, both teams.
Valparaiso obviously looking to get on the board here as we are 2.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Jankowski from long range. That's back iron. Fought for. Enyart skies for the board.
Yeah, nice job defensively right there, boxing out by Lake Central.
Yeah, doing a great job here thus far, limiting second chance opportunities against those few trees that we mentioned for Valparaiso. They swing it to Geller. Here's Enyart. Kick it to the corner. Kroenke, good look from there. No good. Coach Sexton says go to the basket. We could hear that one from up here. 3 underway.
Neither team really taking the ball to the basket. Everybody's settling for threes. Not bad looks.
Just can't convert. Under 2 to go. Still 5-0. Dribble drive here from Enyart. A lot of contact down low. Got it. And the foul.
Let's see who the foul's on for Valparaiso. Had 2 guys in the area. Looks like it was on number 33.
When your tallest player could do that, oh, good luck. Take a look at the on-site split-second replay there.
Yeah, Enyart did a nice job. He did exactly what Coach Sexton wanted him to do. He took the ball. Once he got it at the top of the key, saw a little crease, and took the ball to the basket, seeing if he can finish the three-point play.
Free throw now underway. Free throw is good for Mr. Enyart. He's up to 6 points here. 6 of 8 for Lake Central to Valparaiso. Again, still looking to get that lid off the basket with 1:30 to go.
Yeah, he has to be the leading scorer in the game, right?
I would say so. As now Davon Williams, a senior guard, has checked in his first little bit of action here tonight.
Yeah, Valparaiso trying to reach for straws here.
So as Johnny Klump in the ball game is another turnover now.
Aguilera, quick hand, strips the ball.
Now Lake Central looks to get a little bit more methodical here with just north of a minute to go. Billmeyer loses his footing. He traveled. Good defense there.
Yeah,
embraced the contact, pulled the chair a little bit, I guess.
Yes, he did. A little toss from the crowd out there. Coach Freckleton up in the stands.
There you go. Minutes ago here is back in the ball game is Levon Redmond. Lake Central student section giving him a couple boos here. Here's Johnny Klump. And nearly another takeaway from Lake Central. Good hands there from Aguilera.
Yeah, Lake Central defense is playing tight.
They're flying.
You can't play it any more perfect than what they've done so far in this first quarter, allowing Valparaiso 0 points for a team that averages 57 in a game.
That is quite the haymaker here. It kind of sucks the life out of your team here, and you blink and it's already the end of the first quarter. Redmond, guarded tightly by Billmeyer, gets a screen. Closed off by Geller. Redmond for three, off the mark. Rebound Enyart.
Looks like Coach Sexton really wants to slow it down, play for the last shot, 16 seconds or less going.
I think they will. Now Aguilera will get it to Geller. Dribble handoff Billmeyer.
All right, now it's about time to start working it
Nicely set play. Christian Martinez. That one runs long. Rebound fought for by Redmond. They look to push. 1 second left. Have to heave it from half court. Euro step. Short.
And you can see the frustration on Coach Sexton's head. He's like, take the ball to the basket.
But nonetheless, frustration or not, 8-0. Reads your score after one in favor of the Tribe. We'll be back here with the second on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work. You're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. Always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and X. And, of course, regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we are proud to still be the only game in town. Mike DeWan, Jay Simmons, 8-0 in favor of Lake Central. They get into Enyart, baby. Little floater there and good for the senior.
Yeah, it looked like Valpo came out at the beginning of the second quarter right there, looking at a 1-3-1, and Lake Central dissected it perfectly.
Jay, it can't get much worse for Valparaiso here in this one. What do they kind of need to do to try and chip away at this now 10-0 lead?
If I'm Coach Lesky, I'd say get the ball inside to the big guy, and he just scored right there.
Shot will not count,
but
they listen. They listen to you there as they try to get it down into, I believe that was McConaughey.
Yeah, Corbin right there had a great look, but got fouled while he was on the ground. You're hoping to break the seal on that rim.
And that was picked up by Enyart. It'll be his first. Enyart leading all scorers in this one. Hot start here thus far.
That's the last guy Lake Central needs to get in foul trouble.
Jab step. Here's Wagner on the perimeter. Guarded tightly by Enyart. Gets the little roll there. And the lid is finally off.
Wagner breaks it. But you got to think, you didn't score in a quarter and you're only down 8 points. It's not bad.
It's a very doable comeback here. Again, obviously we're only in the second, but the first quarter was certainly won by Lake Central. We're doing a boxing score on that one. A couple knockdowns for the Tribe. Here's Enyart, guarded tightly. Looks to find a man. He does. Good ball movement here, and they'll keep things slow.
Yeah, and again, Coach Sexton looks like he really wants these guys to get that ball in the paint. They're settling way too often for threes.
Billmeyer He'll find Enyart, top of the key jab step. He'll go to his right. Throws up a tough shot and swatted away there by McConaughey. Rebound Lake Central.
Yeah, Lake Central winning the time of possession, but I don't know if that's really important in basketball.
It's not too bad if you're winning. And so it's been a prolonged possession here for the Tribe and nearly taken away, and it is. Good save there by Valpo. Euro step for Redmond. Gets it through the defenders. What a finish.
Yeah, Redmond took that right through Billmeyer and got it to go. Nice little spin on the ball, too, when it kissed off the glass.
I believe that one was swatted away by Wagner. Got the steal, saved it.
Good defense leads to points.
Now 10-4. Trying to chip away are the Vikings. Here's Aguilera, skip past the corner. Good pass fake, mid-range jumper, pure. Nice play there by Billmeyer.
Billmeyer did the right thing, brought it inside the three-point line and settled for the 12 to 15-footer. Mid-range jumper.
I think he got both of us on that pass fake, too. That was impressive work from the senior forward. Now Valparaiso looks to respond. Out on the perimeter, this is Wagner. Nobody home there. Might have looked for Redmond. Just all out of sorts.
Yeah, he got stuck up in the air and had nowhere to go with it and just sort of threw it to Redmond, hoping he'd be able to make a play with it.
Looks like Cooper Kroenke checks back into the ball game, as well as Evan Geller.
Got somebody else checking in for Valparaiso.
That's number 35, Nasir White, a junior. Limited action this year. Could be a spark.
I'm sure Coach is trying to throw in as many variables as possible, see if he can get something going here.
Coach Lasky been with this program for quite some time. Again, a Valparaiso guy. He even did a lot of work at Valparaiso University. Basketball manager there, played basketball at the high school level, as we'll be going the other way after that offensive. Going over the back there.
Again, that's the last guy Lake Central needs to pick up another foul.
Yes, that's right. That's the second on Mr. Enyart.
Yeah, and just in the last couple minutes, picked up 2 quickies.
So he will take a seat on the bench. Checking back in is Jacob Billmeyer. But yeah, Valparaiso, this is a team that looking for their first sectional since 21, their first regional since 2004. Some good things with Coach Lesky. Had to kind of replace a few pieces is all deal. There's the prep school is kind of lurking as well. As good layup there from a big piece going forward that could really kind of right the ship for the Valparaiso culture going forward is Maddox Wagner.
Yeah, Wagner, nice kiss off the glass, tough angle, but made it work. Now Lake Central's got to find somebody else to score.
Goes up there, tough shot there with the right hand, no good. Here come the Vikings. Recently checked in, White with the rebound. Goes up strong is Redmond, no good, but does draw the foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, it looks like Kroenke on the foul.
If so, I believe that is, that'll be an Aguilera, which I believe that is only 1 for him. That would have been the second on Kroenke. First free throw is good there for Redmond. Yeah, Valparaiso can come into this season, of course, graduated Caden Crowell, Isaiah Keene, Trent Kimes, a couple others as well. So, of course, he's got to step up.
Yeah. Yeah, next man up on every team. You build these guys up as they move up. You want them to pick up the pace as well, right?
No doubt about it. Goes 2 for 2 from the line is Redmond. He's up to 4 in the game, 4 in the quarter. They're chipping away now, 12 to 8. It was 8 to nothing.
So they've scored 8 points in the quarter, and Lake Central has scored 2.
Pretty easy math here.
Yeah, so right? Even a PE teacher
Look
can
at
figure
you
it out.
turn your thinking cap on. Lake Central's been a little bit more stagnant, especially now they're going to have Enyart on the bench with those 2 fouls. Down low is Aguilera, and miscommunication to go out on Valparaiso.
Yeah, Aguilera was 3 feet from the basket. Shoot it. He was wide open, and he's trying to pass it. He's overthinking out there.
Again, Lake Central, of course, graduated pieces last year as well. Aguilera has been one of those guys that had to step up. He only averaged 9 minutes a game last year. That number has ballooned to 28.4. He's been a positive spot in his senior season. He gets it down low to Geller.
Yeah,
Watch
nice
out for the man behind you. Keep it up high as you should. Tries to get to his right shoulder. Cannot. Good defense. Wraparound pass to Martinez. He'll swing it around. Here's Kroenke. Dribble drive with the left. Goes up strong, but good luck.
Now he got the rejection. Right
now
back to him.
A deep three for Geller. Back iron. Rebound goes to Wagner.
Wagner just skied up for that one. Good job. Straight hands up over the top.
1.8 blocks per game for Maddox Wagner. But a takeaway here by Kroenke. He averages 2.3 steals a game, so anything you can do, I can do better. Now 3:20 to go, 12-8 in favor of the Tribe. Dribble handoff to Martinez. Get it down low to Geller. Skip pass, wing three. Got it! Aguilera.
That's what, second three for the night for the Indians?
First one of the quarter, first bucket for Aguilera. Has he there from Redmond. Good take plus the foul.
Nice quick move there by Redmond there. Wow, he's quick off that dribble, takes that ball to the baseline, and just quick and outspeeds the defense.
Got a split-second replay there. Got kind of defender off balance.
Yes.
And just got to the cup, Jay. Hoop in the harm. Chance to.
Geller picked up the foul. It's his first.
I believe they had kind of a line change. Sorry, Jay.
I was just going to say that, that's the other guy that if you got injured on the bench, they cannot afford to get him in the foul trouble as well.
Redmond converts on the three-point play. In this quarter alone, he is up to 7 points. Did not score in the first, of course. Valparaiso did not have any points in the first, so Redmond's been a spark here in the second frame.
It looks like coach from Valparaiso has put the pieces together and found a little spark, a little excitement in that offense.
More importantly, the Vikings are in the bonus going forward. 3 rims out for Kroenke.
It looked like that one was going down, popped right back up.
A little slump continues. Short-term memory. He'll be all right. Got to flush it. In checks McConaughey back in the game. A lot of contact down low. He'll be going to the line now.
It's going to be interesting to see who this foul's on. A lot of guys in the middle there.
If that's going to be number 2 on Cooper Kroenke. And Valpo going to be shooting the rest of the way. Kroenke now with 2, Enyart with 2. Kroenke probably the best perimeter defender of the Tribe.
Right.
While Enyart's kind of that offensive piece. He's been sitting on the bench for some time.
You mean Valparaiso will be shooting the rest of the way?
Sorry.
Yep.
Yes. His first free throw there from McConaughey's good. His first point of the quarter. First point of the game.
First 5 fouls for Lake Central in the quarter. 2:24 left.
0 team fouls for Valparaiso. Tale of 2 quarters here thus far. Second one is good from McConaughey.
Yeah, Lake Central offense sort of gone dormant here with Enyart on the bench.
Now a 2-point game. How long could they survive the non-Enyart minutes?
They're going to have to go through this rest of this quarter, I'm going to have to say.
Kroenke playing with 2 fouls. Get it down to Geller. Skip pass, a little bit high. They'll get it back to Martinez. Swing it around to Billmeyer. Floater. Runs long. Rebound Valpo. Katire take the lead here.
Yeah, Billmeyer didn't want nothing to do with Wagner in the middle. Oh, a lot of contact.
A lot of You said it, Jay. And right now I'm looking at Nasir White, who got the brunt of that. Fell down hard. Very awkward play. It will be a foul, not a jump ball. That's going to be 3 on Kroenke, I believe. Good to see Nasir White get back up.
Yeah.
Actually, they will. Yeah, it's going to be on Kroenke. His third.
It looks like Kroenke landed right on top of White. They both crashed and hit the floor hard.
Now this is the hardest part when you had kind of that stinger. Now you got to walk to the line and try and contribute to your team here. His first free throw runs long. Second free throw, no, gets that one to go is Nasir.
Yes.
So he goes 1 for 2.
He goes out of the game, too. Get a body check.
Looks like he'll run to the trainer. Valiant effort there nonetheless. Now they'll find an open look here for 3 as Aguilera. That one bounces off the rim, and Valparaiso still trying to cut into this lead. Now a 1-point ball game. Jankowski back in the game. Redmond's been a spark in the corner. They'll get it to Jankowski. Open three. That's long. Rebound goes to Aguilera.
Yeah, sparse on how many threes have been hit so far in this game.
Go dribble handoff here. Billmeyer to Aguilera. They'll keep on swinging things around. Get it down low. Skip it to the corner. Good defense from Valparaiso. Martinez, open three. Top key long. Rebound goes to McConaughey.
McConaughey just skied up for that one over everybody.
It's just been a rock fight here. Both these teams still looking for a good run offensively.
Well, let's see if Valpo decides to hold it until the end of the quarter. 40 seconds left.
It's been a 14-7 quarter here in favor of the Vikes. All 14 of their points coming in this quarter. Redmond now with under 30 seconds left. Stolen away by Lake Central. Open three for Quinn Carter recently checking in. That one's off the front iron. No hold things up.
Yep. 20 seconds and less. Ticking down. It's going to, Lake Central's going to, or Valparaiso's going to work for this final shot.
Here is Redmond. Denies a screen, looking for an open Reeves. Long range three, back iron, rebound, Lake Central. That'll do it here for the first half. A slugfest here at Lake Central between Valparaiso and the host Indians. We'll be back here after the Commissioner's Corner. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
It's time. It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome into the Commissioner's Corner, our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. I'm Brendan King. Paul, great to be with you as always, and we start this episode with maybe a sentence that none of us thought we'd be saying a number of years ago, but the Indiana football Hoosiers are college football playoff national champions. An incredible run in the playoff for the Hoosiers. And, you know, Paul, it connects with what you guys do in high school sports. We'll talk about the Hoosiers roster in just a little bit, but what's your reaction to it all? You got to see the Rose Bowl, of course, and what a team it ended up being for Kurt Signetti.
You know, they've talked a little bit about creating the movie, and I think when you really look at what this football team has done in capturing not only Indiana, but the country and following those, it's incredible the number of people who have come out and watched the Hoosiers throughout their tournament series. I mean, I can remember going to Memorial Stadium many times, and I could kind of have my pick of seats in the place, and especially the second half. And to watch them grow beyond those days in just 2 short years, I think it allows people to realize that the things that are once thought impossible can be done. And I think that's a tribute to Coach Signetti and the entire President Witten, Athletic Director Dolson. Their dream and their ability to sell this to the Indiana community is just phenomenal. And it should have a story written about it, because we've never seen anything like this in the world of college sports, and it goes along with the movie Hoosiers. I saw those things and a lot of things that have been folklore in the Indiana history, and this is just another chapter in the incredible sports story of Indiana.
31 players on that Indiana roster from this state, played high school football in this state. I'm sure many of them on Friday nights were having their names talked about on Indiana Sports Talk and what they did under the lights on Fridays, helping their communities. But, you know, what does that mean for you guys over at the office of the IHSAA that, you know, 31 kids that came through your program in a way are now national champions?
Well, I mean, it's exciting for us, and I think kids in Indiana. It's just a tribute to the coaches that we have in the state of Indiana. They're taking these in football. They're taking these student athletes. One, they teach them to be an athlete or a student first, but then they're teaching them with a high level of coaching to be the best athlete they can be, and the skill set training that they get allows a lot of students in Indiana to dream of that next level, and it doesn't happen that way everywhere. But Indiana is blessed with a plethora of incredible coaches that develop students throughout their high school career. And when they have an opportunity to be with that coach in 4 years of their high school, those lessons build upon themselves. And that's just a product of what we see.
That's Paul Neidig. I'm Brendan King. This is the Commissioner's Corner. Paul, other stuff going on with the IHSAA girls wrestling just wrapped up over at the Coliseum. Whiteland finishing with the top spot in girls wrestling. 2 individual state champions, Crown Point, Hobart, and Columbus East following in the standings. And, of course, boys wrestling coming up as well. So can you just break down the weekend for the girls wrestling state titles and what's coming up for the boys, too?
Well, girls wrestling was a great weekend, and we saw a significant amount of growth in not only the quality of wrestling in its second year of state championship participation, but in the number of fans. I mean, we were up almost 1,000 fans this past weekend over the previous year, this past Friday. And so that's exciting. And we knew girls wrestling would continue to grow. The fan base loves their sport, and we're excited about it. And then we turn right around the corner. And a week from this Saturday, we kick off with the boys wrestling tournament, and I'm sure it's going to be a tournament to be excited about throughout the entire 4-week march to the state finals.
And Paul, less than a minute here. Girls basketball pairing show coming up. Ready to kick off the basketball state tournaments. It's coming.
It is. It's time, and we're excited about it. A lot of great girls basketball being played in this state, and Assistant Commissioner Jane Schott does a great job as a former high school basketball coach and player at Purdue of really celebrating girls basketball in a proper way in this state.
It's the Commissioner's Corner. That's Paul. I'm Brendan. Appreciate the time, Paul. Talk to you next week.
We'll talk to you next week, Brendan.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Back here on the Region Sports Network. Thank you all for joining us. We apologize for any technical difficulties. If you were tuning in on Facebook, we're back and we're well, and let's just say we're back up and running, and we're here for the halftime show here at Lake Central High School. 15-14 in favor of the Tribe. My name is Mike Dewan. Jay Simmons is with me. Jay, it was first quarter. It was all Lake Central.
Yes, it was.
They held the Valpo Vikings scoreless.
How often does that happen in a basketball game?
And then a couple touchdowns were scored by the Vikings. They put up 14 points in quarter number 2, and I'd say there's things for both teams to improve on, but nonetheless, we talked about after the first quarter, when we don't score in the quarter and you're still in the ball game, that's great to see.
Yeah,
Lake Central, a lot of positives after quarter 1. Quarter 2, now we kind of even the score here as the Tribe now enters the break up 1 point.
Yeah, Lake Central scores 1 touchdown in the second quarter. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. And, well, you know what? The Lake Central offense sort of went out when Enyart went out of the game.
Yeah.
And that it just seemed to like they didn't know who to go to for their scoring in that second quarter.
Yeah, Enyart, again, a little bit of foul trouble, obviously, when you have to deal with the physically imposing presence down low of Maddox Wagner and Corbin McConaughey. They're going to draw a couple fouls on him. Right, so he's got 2 fouls. He had to sit kind of about middle of the second quarter, and despite that, he's the leading scorer for all scorers. He's got 8 points, had a big first quarter. He's got 8. Looking at some of the others scoring, Redmond of Valparaiso, a big spark in that second quarter. He has 7. Levon Redmond, that is, giving the Valparaiso a little bit of spark from the guard play. Got to the line a couple times at a big time and won, and giving them a little bit of juice here as we enter the second half.
Yeah, Redmond really picked the team up, put him on his back, and it seemed like the Valparaiso big guys didn't seem to get on track. And anytime they got the ball, boom, they were getting double teamed from one of the guards coming down, and that's probably why Aguilera picked up 3 fouls. Or was it McConaughey? I can't remember.
We have, looking at, you're talking about for Lake Central?
Yes, for Lake Central. Kroenke picked up 3 fouls, and that was every time he was coming down to try and help double team, or 2 of his 3 fouls, and one of his first foul was 25 feet from the basket. but he was trying to help out with the big guys and, got a couple fouls swatting the ball out of their hands. But he was pretty successful, and Lake Central was pretty successful doing that and holding the big guys to a limited number of points.
Yeah, definitely one thing that benefits Valparaiso going forward is the foul trouble we talked about, of course, and then Kroenke, again, one of the better on-ball defenders. Also, someone who's looking to kind of get out of that shooting slump. Again, although no points, he's got 3 fouls to his name, and he's he does a lot of the stuff that's not on the stat sheet. So watch out for that. What do both these teams kind of need to do? You kind of hinted at it, Jay, where there's shortcomings there in the first half, but
yes,
it's pretty much anyone's ball game here. What do you want to see we'll start with Valparaiso.
Well, I think this goes for both teams, and I'm sure both teams and both of the coaches in the locker room are saying, get the ball in the paint. Both teams have been settling for a lot of threes, and it just seems like both coaches are really, especially Valparaiso, they got the big guys in the middle. Get them the ball on the block where they can work with it instead of 15 feet from the basket and have to take it off the dribble. And the same thing for Lake Central. Get Noah Inyard the ball on the block.
All right, about 30 seconds left here. We'll keep it right here. This is game night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Got a lot more basketball coming up. It was kind of a whirlwind of a week where we had a lot of games planned, and obviously this thing called weather did its thing here on Friday, so really kind of messed some things up. But a lot more stuff coming out, which that said, if you're a local business, feel free to reach out to us. We got a banner circulating through with a name, or a number, I should say, 219-588, I believe 1984, if you want to get in contact. Got a lot of stuff coming up in the regular season as well as, of course, before you know it, we got Selection Sunday for the girls coming up, and then the sectionals will be right around the corner. And then, of course, when we kind of get into March, the boys will kind of have their dance and their quest to Circle City.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be an exciting couple weeks coming up here. And like you said, you got the sectionals coming up for the girls and Selection Sunday coming up as we start the second half here at Lake Central.
So, again, if you're a local business, feel free to get in contact with us with the only game in town. Give your brand some exposure.
Feel free to email me at james.simmons@regionsports.com.
There you go, Jay. As Valparaiso starts things off here. Down by 1, a big second quarter, all 14 of their points to be exact. They get it down to Wagner. Spin move up with the left hand, defended well by Inyard, playing with 2 fouls. Ball's thrown off of Valpo to go the other way.
Geller did a nice job right there, being able to maintain his feet before he went out of bounds, and then had the sense to throw it at one of the Lake Central or Valparaiso guys and bounce right off him. Great play.
There's David Aguilera. We'll get it back to that. Again, the recently checked in Inyard, we'll say, back into the ballgame after a short second quarter. He gets his first shot of the half. No good. Rebound, Valparaiso.
Yeah, Wagner, great defense right there. Forced him to throw it up just a little bit too high.
Jankowski gets to the corner. Redmond, the Vikings' leading scorer. Been a spark.
Yeah, Inyard's got to play smart out there. Try not to pick up his foul too early in this third quarter.
Redmond gets it to Wagner. 3 underway. Rims out. Skying for the board was Lake Central. Could not get it was Jankowski. Good box out there from the sophomore Martinez.
Yeah, nice job right there by Lake Central.
Martinez, only a sophomore. His confidence is seemingly growing throughout the course of the season. Had 26 minutes against Bishop Nolan, Lake Central's latest win.
Yeah, Lake Central went through that full court press pretty quickly.
There's Aguilera. It's quite the senior group outside of the aforementioned Martinez.
Looks like Valpo coming out in a 2-3 zone.
Good pass down low to Inyard. Nearly swatted away there from Redmond. Altered the shot at least.
Yeah, Redmond got his hands in Noah Inyard's face and just threw his shot way off.
Jankowski wing 3, no good. Rebound goes to Aguilera. Senior averaging north of 7 points a game. Martinez back to Aguilera.
Yeah, Lake Central doing a good job. Valparaiso back in their man-to-man defense. Lake Central doing a nice job rotating the ball around. Just cannot get in any openings.
One of the keys to Lake Central in this one, Coach Sexton said, got to be prepared for Valparaiso to kind of look a little bit differently defensively. They're not afraid to kind of give you different looks and make you kind of question what to do offensively. Just be patient, find your shot. They're doing that here. Martinez on the dribble handoff, a lot of contact, trying to scramble for it. Who's got it? Got a timeout here from Coach Sexton. He'll be a 30. good defense on both sides at
Yes.
the very least. Yes, we could talk about the shot making or lack thereof, but these two teams, there's some open looks to be given up nonetheless, but overall, playing very well defensively.
Yeah, in Lake Central, this is going into the Wayback Machine. Coach Auerbach from the Boston Celtics.
Oh, boy.
Hey, you can't shoot it until at least you get 5 passes down there. Lake Central's breaking that rule. They're going 8-9 passes and still not being able to get any good looks on the inside or outside. And Valparaiso's defense just playing great.
Then if you win the game, you have a cigar on the sideline like Coach Auerbach, right? Going back to the Wayback Machine. We got 3 awards to hand out as well for, speaking of winners, we got the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game, the Insurance Professionals, the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, Earn While You Learn with Boilermakers Local 374, and finally the Proud Union Home Play of the Game, presented by Iron Workers Local 395. To find out how you could become a union iron worker, visit ironworkers395.com. 5:34 to go. Still no points here in the third quarter for either side. And still kind of this chess match to start some of these quarters, similar to what we saw in the first quarter.
I was going to say, eerily similar to that first quarter.
As Anyard gets it to the corner. Geller now back at the top key. Martinez extended wing. Now Martinez, he'll find an open man. Good pass, Billmeyer. Full head of steam, a lot of contact, and he'll get to the line.
Yeah, Billmeyer.
Fearless
right there. Takes it amongst the trees.
Couple. That's only the first foul on Wagner. So that's good to see as well. When you're a big man with that imposing presence, yes, you average 1.8 blocks per game, but you're usually kind of prone to some foul trouble, but you could stay in the game, especially Wagner. Limit your fouls.
Yeah, I don't remember the two big guys coming out for very much in that first half.
Just for rest, if that. As the first free throw from Billmeyer was no good, a 75% clip from the stripe. Second one goes as Lake Central ties this one up. It's Billmeyer's 5th point of the ball game. First point for either side here, 3 minutes into the quarter.
Yeah, again, Valparaiso being shut out here in the second half.
Wagner down low. No good. Good defense by Anyard. Have a foul going the other way. A second now, I believe, on Wagner. Yeah. Just like that. 2 possessions, 2 fouls.
Same thing happened to Noah Anyard in the second quarter. Bam, bam. Within a minute, he had 2 fouls. This one's within 30 seconds of each other.
So that could be something to watch out for. Also, the second team foul on the Vikings.
Yeah, they didn't have any in the second quarter.
Here is Lake Central up by 2. A slugfest between two Duneland opponents. Valparaiso looking for their first conference win of the season, while Lake Central's hoping to get to 2-1 and get themselves back in the conference race. There's still a few games to go in DAC play. 3 underway, back iron, rebound Valpo. A couple 2-0 teams in the conference, Crown Point, Portage, and Chesterton. Tough shot there from Redmond. Fought for. Wagner had the putback with rebound Lake Central. Excuse me, that was McConaughey.
Yeah, McConaughey should have taken that ball back out and reset the offense. He had two guys right on him.
But still no points to show for it here in this corner for Valpo. Looks like McConaughey tried to pull the chair on Anyard. Forced a tough pass there. Takeaway now from the Vikes. Here's Reeves. Nearly stolen away by Anyard. So they find Redmond in the corner. Pump fake. They'll skip it. 3 from Reeves. Got him.
Splash down by Reeves.
First points of the quarter for Valpo, and none bigger for Reeves. His first points of the ball game.
And Valparaiso takes the lead for the first time.
After what was a 10-0 deficit, clawed their way back. Their first lead of the ball game. Now down low to Anyard.
Anyard
fighting amongst the trees, as we've said. But this time Valpo will recover, and a frustration foul there. I believe they'll get that one on Anyard.
That's going to be his third.
Officials will talk about this one. There's definitely a fight for the basketball.
Yeah, definitely. Just 2 players tied up together. Anyard a little bit frustrated.
And it will be his third, the third on number 33. So decision time here with 3:12 to go.
Threes are wild on the board.
Threes are certainly wild as Anyard will check out for Kroenke, who he also has 3 fouls. did not start this quarter. Coming in for Valparaiso, Davon Williams.
I think Coach Sexton's going to have to leave him out the rest of this third quarter.
I would say so. Save the 2 for that final frame.
Yes.
Nikola Kairos as well, a freshman back in the ballgame. Valpo, their first lead of the night, gets it into the freshman. Back to Jankowski. There's Kairos, mid-range jumper rattles home.
Yeah, kisses it right off the front iron and trickles in.
Did some research on this kid. In his Catholic Youth Organization Finals this time last year, 33 points for St. Patrick's in Chesterton at the 8th grade level in the final game. So this kid could score.
Yes.
Doing it at the varsity level.
Valparaiso coming out 1-3-1 trap here.
Throws it off of Kairos there. Fought for, I believe that. That was a tough one there.
Good decision by Aguilera. He was about to reach for it and then just sort of halfway through reaching for it, stopped his momentum.
That was close.
Yes, it was.
Caught in no man's land there. Tried to go up against those Valparaiso defenders down low. Skip pass, good luck getting it over Wagner, who gets the steal and gets on the break. Throws on his body. Goes up strong against Geller, no good. Tipped around. Back up to Wagner, who puts it home.
Wagner
coming alive.
Nice catch right there and take it up. He knew never to come down with it low and kept his hands up above his head and made that basket.
Again, if the scoring's not there, he'll be that physically imposing presence in the paint to alter shots, and that time got a steal that led to the bucket. Valpo now up 5.
And Lake Central sort of stymied right here by that 1-3-1.
Yeah, switching their hand defensively, but a great look there in the corner. Nice ball movement, and finds Christian Martinez for Trace.
Wow. You're right there, Mike. You nailed it. Great ball movement by Lake Central. Got an open look and a steal right there.
And Kroenke picks the pocket in a frustration foul there that prevented the break. But most importantly, Maddox Wagner picked up the foul, his third.
I think that one, he's just got to let him go. Don't pick up that third this early in the third quarter. Well, I guess it's only 1 minute and 35 seconds left in the third. Sit him for the rest of this quarter.
But that could be a killer. In comes, I guess, your 6'9" senior Corbin McConaughey. Hopefully could be a Band-Aid while the non-Wagner minutes rattle forward. Have a timeout here from Coach Sexton. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take a timeout here as well. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Back here on the Region Sports Network. Back and forth we go on this one, Jay. Valparaiso regained the lead, but foul trouble kind of lingers for both squads. Maybe setting up a fun fourth.
Definitely, and 10 points scored in that third quarter, so neither team is going to hit their average for the season. Both of these teams been averaging 57 points a game. We'd have to see lights out from the three-point line.
maybe a couple overtimes, if you will. But Valparaiso, they went through, I think, the first 4 minutes, Jay, without a point in this quarter. And then coming alive there, their first buckets. Kairos.
Let's see how long.
Reeves as well. Wagner, of course, now sitting on the bench with 3 fouls. But he also got a bucket in this one, forced a couple.
Yeah, both Enright and Wagner both on the benches to start this third quarter with 3 fouls.
Kroenke also has 3, who tried to get it into Geller, and that time taken away by McConaughey.
Yeah, nice hands by McConaughey to tip that one away.
Here's Levon Redmond, a big second quarter quiet here thus far in the third. The senior guard gets it into Davon Williams for 3, and that one falls.
Well, a little bit of an unusual shot attempt right there. He never brought the ball he just kept it over his head and shot it.
No dip, if you will.
Yeah, exactly.
His first points of the ballgame. A couple unsung heroes here in the third, getting on the score sheet for the first time for Valparaiso. Now back up to a 5-point lead. Here's Geller. Good luck getting it through Kairos, the freshman showing the active hands, and that time Geller takes it right back.
Yeah, good hustle by Geller right there. Now getting back on defense.
Now they look to push inside with the layup, rattles home Aguilera.
Oh, good push by Lake Central right there. Now pulling it back out, take it to the hole.
Aguilera now up to 5, under half a minute to go here in the third frame. Redmond gets it to Kairos.
That's got to be one of the first times Lake Central scored on a fast break.
It's been a lot of half-court action
Yes.
here, really on both sides.
Boy, Aguilera and Juris going at it out there, pushing and shoving all over each other.
Now Williams is hounded by Kroenke. He will recover possession. Now we got a foul there with 0.8 of a second left.
Oh, you hate to see that.
But it will not send Valpo to the line. That's only the second team foul on Lake Central. And the second foul on Geller. Now got to draw up something here. Again, 0.8 to go. They'll bring in, Lake Central will bring in the 6'4 freshman for some defense, Tyler Brown, his first minutes of the ball game. Outchecks Christian Martinez.
Put him right on the inbounder.
I would too. Little defense for offense here. They try to fit it in down low, and that time another foul. Still not in the bonus.
And Geller really just hammering each other on the block. And that's going to be his third foul. He picks up 2 in 0.8 of a second. How do you do that?
Not an ideal stretch for the senior. 6'5", forward/center. Now they'll put Brown on McConaughey. Watch out for the inbounds lob here. Again, 0.4 left here in the third quarter. And deflected away. Nice hands there from Kroenke.
Good work by the scorekeeper.
As the buzzer sounds as well. We gear up for the fourth as Valparaiso leads by 3. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Located in the heart of downtown Indianapolis, the newly renovated Hampton Inn is within walking distance to over 30 restaurants and attractions, including Lucas Oilfield and Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a fitness center. Why wait? Make your reservations today. Call 317-261-1200 or make them on the web at hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
On-Site Generator Solutions is a locally owned and operated power partner for Northwest Indiana homes. With over 14 years of experience, they handle tasks such as generators, residential electric, plumbing, automotive care, and more. You can find them on Facebook. Give them a call at 219-516-6800 or search them up on the web at onsitegeneratorsolutions.com. On-Site Generator Solutions. Power you could count on every time, everywhere.
Back here on the Region Sports Network, 24-21 in favor of Valparaiso. And a couple unsung heroes in that quarter. Valparaiso scoreless for quite some time, but a few buckets from guys entering their name in the score sheet. Now they're up 3 with 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, scoring output for Valparaiso, 10 points in that third quarter. Lake Central with only 6.
One thing to look out for, Noah Enyart back in the ball game. He's playing with 3 fouls. Evan Geller will take a seat with 3. Kroenke's in the ball game with 3 as well. Enyart, now they run a play up for him out of the break and gets things going. Get him downhill and watch out. He's in double figures again this season.
Yeah, Noah Enyart took McConaughey to the basket.
Through now 14 games this season, Enyart has had 1 game under 10 points. As contact out there beyond the basket. It'll be a foul, the first on Lake Central.
Bill Meyer really just hammering the big guy. Sort of got caught in a mismatch right there.
At that point, that might be one of the better things you could ask for there, to just burn your first foul of the ball game. Not allow any sort of buckets in this close affair. Enyart tries to draw one, cannot, but does force the miss. No call there down low. Rebound Kroenke.
A good no call by the officials one way or the other.
Risky play there nonetheless for Enyart, which that could have been his 4th. Aguilera guarded tightly by Redmond. They'll dump it down low. Nice pass to Enyart. Again, going to the basket and draws the foul. That might be on Wagner.
It looks like it was on Wagner. We'll see when it gets to the scores table.
And if that's the case, which it is, that's numero 4 on Mr. Wagner.
And you see Wagner staring over at the bench. Coach hasn't made a move yet.
Looks like we do have Williams at the scorer's table, as you could hear a pin drop in this gym for the free throw, as the first one's no good from Enyart. Wow, that was impressive.
Somebody used the teacher's voice. There's plenty of them out there to use their teacher voice to get them that quiet.
It is Teacher Appreciation Night. Again, we want to shout out the teachers of all school systems and those at the Lake Central
appreciate
system getting honored tonight, of course. I'm alongside one as well, as Enyart's free throw is good. He's up to 3 points in the quarter.
Tied game.
And 11 overall, 24s aside here. Enyart again with 11 of them. And Kroenke playing well out on the perimeter defensively. Out to Redmond. Contact down low and a foul there. That'll be on Aguilera. The little chicken wing there. You see that little bit.
Well, it looked like he bumped him out of bounds. That's Aguilera's first. But to me, it looked like Aguilera used a little hip there to bounce him out of bounds.
They got the best seat in the house down there. As we maybe saw a little chicken wing on this side, but that's the call, and we'll take it as a missed shot there from Williams and a frustration foul. So that'll be his first. Team's second, excuse me.
Yeah, 4 fouls total between the two teams in just a minute and 13 seconds. The officials getting a little quick with the whistle here as the time goes down in the fourth quarter.
I might get to those scoring marks that you mentioned for the season average. Again, got a couple fouls to give for both sides. Each have already committed 2 here in this early stage of the fourth quarter. Step through from Enyart, missed the layup.
Oh,
and
what they called a jump ball. You know the Lake Central side had to go.
That could have been a pivotal call there, and the possession arrow does favor the Vikings, but does swing its way back to Lake Central, which could loom large later in the game, and most importantly, not a foul on Enyart there. And we'll talk things over under the basket here.
Yeah, it could have been very easily been a foul right there on Enyart.
Looks like it'll remain a jump ball, no foul on Enyart, but it will be Valparaiso basketball. Possession arrow now going to Lake Central, we believe. There it is. Coach Sexton clapping his hands, getting everybody in it. That's Kroenke now picking up full court. Just fun to watch defensively.
You see Coach Sexton over there playing defense as well. He's got his arms spread out.
Batted away by Enyart. Here come the Indians.
Great job defensively for the Indians. Oh.
And then taken right back by McConaughey now on the break. Goes up strong with the right and gets that one to go. We got a timeout, going to be a full timeout for Valparaiso. We'll step aside here. Big time bucket for the Vikes. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The secret to making life better is found at Duffy's Place in Valparaiso, Indiana. Duffy's Place is open 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. daily with delicious beverages and great tasting food. The staff at Duffy's Place loves what they do and they love their customers. If you want some choices of great food, including wings, burgers, pierogies, great live music, and great people in both the staff and customers, this is the place for you. Stop in for a bite and watch your favorite hometown team, Duffy's Place in Valparaiso.
Back here on the Region Sports Network. Some thank yous to give out as well from the on-site crew. Aaron Svetlin is the cameraman. Zach Miller is our producer. I'm Mike DeWan alongside me. Jay Simmons on Teacher Appreciation Night. And what's also brewing to be a very interesting dueling game. Again, Valparaiso 0-2 in the conference. Trying to get something going moving forward for these next 2 conference games for Lake Central. Trying to get to 2-1, but we're in a tight one here, Jay.
Yeah, well, I think Valparaiso, more than anything, really needs to get off the snide. A 0-3 run right here. You know, you got Portage, Penn, and Michigan City. 3 very tough games. Lost one to Portage by 1 point. You said you were at, Mike.
Yep.
And it's just they need to get right to ship here going into the month, to the end of the month of January and the beginning of February.
And some tough losses for both squads. And now out of the break, a potential steal, a lot of contact down low. Redmond in the mix of it. And then we got a foul diving for it, and Enyart's going to be the one to pick it up.
Oh, boy.
A lot of contact down low, but it's going to be Enyart who's the one with the foul and slaps the floor and kind of, it's his fourth
foul. What does Coach Sexton do?
Again, there was a lot of contact
You're down
on
by
both
2.
sides. Enyart's the one that picks it up, and it's a big fourth foul. And then immediately goes the other way.
Nice. Oh, wait a minute. They're staying here, it looks like. The one official here closest to the camera did not know what to call. He couldn't see it. He was blocked out. And the official underneath the basket said, the ball's going to be inbounds right there at that spot, but going to Lake Central.
All right, now Valparaiso looks like they take a 30-second timeout. Didn't see a whistle after that, but all right, we'll keep it right here. A little confusion, right, on this.
But you're right.
Friday evening.
Nobody touched the ball coming out of from the out of bounds, so they take it at the spot where it was previously inbounded.
We'll go with Streck and Van Til's standings update in the Duneland. Again, we talked about the teams kind of leading the pack. We know that Portage, I believe they play tonight. They take on Maryville, who they're looking to kind of get out of the basement of the Duneland as well. They're hoping they got a couple cats on their side, taking on a good Portage squad, but any Duneland game is never promised. Going to see how that one shapes out. And a couple games move to Monday. LaPorte and Michigan City, which I believe they're both 1-1 in the conference. They'll take on each other Monday. 2 unbeatens. They play on Monday. That's Crown Point and Chesterton. Portage also 2-0 in the conference. And Lake Central 1-1. Valparaiso also 0-2. It'll be a fun race regardless. All teams great overall records. A lot of talent nonetheless.
Yes.
And then, of course, they all kind of match up in the sectionals as well. Not in all the same sectional, but Lake Central there in sectional 1 with Crown Point. Is a good entry pass there to Enyart.
Yeah, Geller right there. Just great vision. Saw Enyart working hard on the block and fed it to him.
And that time they answer right back down the floor. That's Jankowski, his first bucket of the game.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Valparaiso, you take the ball to right at Noah Enyart as often as you can. He's going to play some Olay defense.
They'll get it down low to Enyart. He's with those 4 fouls. Baby Hook cannot get the roll. Rebound Valparaiso.
Enyart went straight up on that one. Didn't want to draw the charge.
Under 5 to go. Lake Central, though, they're in a sectional with Crown Point, the Hammond Schools, Munster as well at sectional 1. As the bucket's good for Nasir White.
White again. Enyart caught in no man's land. Couldn't really do anything defensively.
Valparaiso sectional opponents. They're with Maryville, Chesterton, Portage, and Hobart.
Quick whistle right there.
It's sectional 2. Levon Redmond will pick up the foul well beyond the basket. Now both teams with 3 fouls in the quarter with 4:40 to go. That's Redmond's first.
That's 6 fouls here in this fourth quarter.
Plenty of time, but Valparaiso now a 4-point lead. Get it down low to Geller. A lot of.
Almost thought a jump ball, but it looks like it's going to go on White.
That was great. Nice rotation there. It looks like he got a little bit of ball, but he will not be going to the line, but does pick up the foul, his first. Team's 4th.
Well, next one, Lake Central will be shooting.
They'll try to dump it in, and they do so to Geller. Dribble handoff to Kroenke. Enyart now on the wing. Back to Kroenke. Tough to get him going, but it's been exceptional defensively. Enyart now. Good defense from White. Excited.
Great defense by Valparaiso just on this possession. Boy, they are contesting every pass.
Most importantly, they do not want to pick up that 5th team foul. Anyone from here on out will send them to the line. They'll dump it down low to Geller. Prime time look. Nice entry pass there from Kroenke. Geller's first bucket.
Yeah, Wagner, doesn't he have 4 fouls as well?
I believe he does, Jay. Yes. So he's been on the bench for some time as McConaughey's now kind of filling that spot as the main big man down low. Valpo doing a great job with these non-Wagner minutes.
Yes.
Nasir White's been a big piece of the puzzle. Who's got the ball now against Enyart. Spin move, goes up strong, rattles that one home. He's up to 4 in the quarter.
Right. Coming out of nowhere off the bench, really filling the bill right here in this fourth quarter.
And now he'll pick up Enyart. Dribble handoff to Aguilera. 4-point lead for the Vikes. And you're trying to direct the offense. Nice swing at Geller on the perimeter. Kroenke now top key, entry pass. A lot of contact down low. That'll be it for Enyart.
It lowered the shoulder, and White gets the Academy Award on that one as well.
There's contact for sure, but it's the 5th foul on Mr. Enyart, and that'll do it for him. A big one, a big charge drawn there as you see the replay on your screen.
Yeah,
big time for this.
He lowered the shoulder, and once White had the contact and went to the ground, the official was almost forced to call that one.
Now, how does LC respond?
They got to find somebody offensively. They've really been relying on Enyart up to this point.
Enyart's night ends. He finished with a team-high 13 points. But now down 4. Who do they turn to? Kroenke tries to make something happen. It'll stay down here, but some great defense. I believe that's the right call.
Yes, it was. Good call by the officials. LC fans on the floor there getting in the official's ear a little bit.
Yeah, nicely packed gym with LC faithful. Valparaiso faithful as well. Students in full force.
Yeah, especially when it's minus 16 degrees out, wind chill.
Like minus 20 now, but who's counting?
Sorry.
Who's counting?
And
still feels brutal.
And once it gets like below 0, I don't even care anymore.
Redmond goes up strong, and that'll be the 5th team foul, shooting regardless. He'll be going to the line. A lot of contact down low. Just fearless, the senior.
Look at Billmeyer. Well, without Enyart in there, they really don't have a shot blocker.
Well, the size remains with Evan Geller, but it's nice to have kind of 2 trees down low. So that will be the 2nd foul on Billmeyer. Only 5 points to his name. A little bit more quieter night for the senior forward. First free throw from Redmond's good. His first point since the 2nd.
Yeah, for Valparaiso, at what point do you bring back Wagner? He's got 4 fouls. He's been on the bench quite a bit this 3rd or 4th quarter.
Yeah, he's had a pretty solid game. Very respectable job.
You look at the scoreboard and think, all right, 2:30 left. I'm up by 6. Do I really bring him back, get his 5th foul? But at some point, there's diminishing returns.
Now up by 6. Redmond hit the pair. Valpo's biggest lead of the night. What was the first quarter to forget? The Vikings have clawed all the way back and some. That time the 5th foul there by White. His 2nd, but 5th as a team.
Both teams going to be shooting from here on out.
Try to jump the pass there, the entry pass on Billmeyer. But he'll go to line for a big pair of free throws.
Yeah, White just a second too late to pick that ball off.
Billmeyer now to the stripe, 75% clip. First one rattles home.
Shooter roll. Boy, what a soft touch right there. It seemed like it just touched about every part of that rim.
His 2nd trip to the stripe. He split the first time down, hoping to cut this to a 4-point game. And kisses the rim a couple more times.
Here they go, full court pressure by Lake Central.
2:19 to go. Here's the freshman, Nikola Kairas, handling the ball. Out to Redmond.
Nice job getting through that full court press.
Valpo's got Redmond out there, throws up a shot, up and tipped back in is McConaughey.
Yeah, Redmond missed the rim altogether, and McConaughey just on the other side puts it back in.
Just throw it somewhere and he'll catch it. McConaughey recently got a off from Dominican University. 3 underway, short from Geller, rebound Valparaiso. They'll hold things up. And now they look to push is White. They'll swing it to Redmond. He'll pull it. Off the mark. Could have been the dagger there.
Coach was not happy about that shot.
That's a tough one there. Almost 2 open.
Yes. Too much time to think about it.
We got 2 players at the scorer's table. Does Valparaiso, one of them being Wagner. I think Jankowski as well. Trapped down low is Geller by 2 Vikings. They'll get a foul down there. I think that's on Redmond.
Yeah, Redmond trying to squeeze down on the double team. Got his hand caught in the cookie jar, picks up the foul. That's his 2nd.
Geller will go to the line. Yep, 2nd on Redmond. Geller now a 56% free throw shooter. LC down by 6. It's been a back and forth game. Well, the Vikings been in front for quite some time. First free throw short. In comes Wagner and Jankowski. Great minutes from Nasir White, the junior.
You can tell Geller's legs just a little bit tired right there. Comes up a little bit short on the free throw.
As well as Levon Redmond will take a seat. They'll get a chat on the bench after that top of the key three. Second free throw, that's long. Misses them both. Rebound McConaughey. And now a timeout for Valparaiso. It looks to be a 30-second timeout.
Yes. Mike, do we have some awards being handed out here shortly?
We sure do. Don't go away after the post game. Again, we're the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Proud to recognize the superheroes on the basketball court. We have the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. And the Proud Union Home Play of the Game, made possible by Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a union iron worker.
We're in heated discussions on that play of the game, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's been, I got to be honest, Jay, I think one of the biggest pendulum swinging plays in this one was that fifth foul on Enyart and that charge drawn by White.
Yeah, great job defensively. Enyart's got to be thinking a little bit, hey, I've got a shorter player on me. White's only 6'3", so Enyart's got to think, I just got to take this ball straight up.
It was the fifth foul on Enyart. He did make the bucket, too, so kind of that call is huge.
Yes.
Right? Blocker charge. Right call was made. And it really kind of swung this game late in the fourth quarter, but we may still be missing our play of the game. Who knows? With a minute 9 to go here with Valpo up by 6. Lake Central looks to put on the pressure and cut into this one late. As they go up strong, and that's a big-time bucket for Maddox Wagner, plus the foul.
Yeah, it looks like that one's going to be on Geller.
Wagner's first points of the quarter might be the biggest.
That was number 24.
It's going to be on Bill Meyer.
Bill Meyer.
His third. Valparaiso, of course, shooting the rest of the way.
Well, the problem is for Lake Central, you got Bellmeyer at 6'2". He's going to have to guard one of the big guys down on the block, and they're both 6'7", 6'8".
Free throw is good for Wagner. He's up to 9 points in this one.
Opens it up here.
Valparaiso up by 9. Kroenke tried to run him off a screen. Could not. Billmeyer, spin move, throws one up, contact down low. He'll go to the line.
I think a little bit of a bailout right there.
And more importantly, that's going to be on Wagner, so his night is also over. Finished.
Well, Coach brought him in 48 seconds too early.
I'll tell you what.
Because he brought him back in about 2:30.
A big-time bucket.
By Wagner down at the other end, sort of could put
this game on ice.
Put the first nail. Well, I guess you could go with that. Throw a little water outside. It'll be turned into ice shortly, right?
So the first free throw is good from Billmeyer. Wagner finishes with 9 points in this one. No bigger buckets than what we just saw on the other side of the floor. 48.7, Lake Central. The second free throw's no good. Rebound, Kroenke. Wing three short. Rebound, Geller swatted away by McConaughey.
They call foul.
Good hustle there from LC.
Now they've got to convert both of these on the free throw line. Got to score as money as you can when the clock is stopped.
Second free throw was just short. Now Geller goes back to the stripe where he missed his first 2 in this quarter. Lake Central still down by 8. This one's short.
Yeah, I got to say, I think it's tired legs. He just really doesn't seem like he's following through right at the end, coming up, just pulling his hand short.
As a team, 65% from the stripe. Couple costly misses late here for the Tribe. Second one short again. You called it, Jay.
Oh, I thought we'd have had our play of the day right there with a dunk by McConaughey.
May have saved what could have been a highlight reel play with the lengthy McConaughey out on the break, but now it'll send Nasir White, who's given some quality minutes. He'll go to the line.
Yes, he has. He's really exploded in this fourth quarter.
White coming to this one. I got him for his average of 1 point per game and which has kind of been more of a complimentary role, maybe more defensive. And
well, I think with Wagner on the bench in most of this fourth quarter, he sort of answered the bell and got some great looks inside.
First free throw's no good. Yeah, I think it was Garden Enyart a little bit as well, kind of trying to be that physical presence down low, despite obviously the lack of size given with Wagner or McConaughey going to the bench.
Yeah, so you had to find a third wheel to guard Enyart right there, and he did a nice job.
41 seconds left. Vikings up by 8. Second free throw for White is good. Raises his nightly total up to 6. Kroenke in the corner, could not go. Just one of those nights, one of those stretches. Prime time look.
I don't understand why they didn't take the layup right there, get the quick two. I mean, you got to take points when you can get them, right? I mean, especially you had a wide open look, play some defense, get the ball back.
It's one of those, danged if you do, danged if you don't, I guess.
Now they're overthinking it a little bit.
That'll send the Vikings to the line after that missed three. A good look from Kroenke, but tough stretch shooting from three. You'll have those slumps as you're a volume shooter like he is. He'll respond. We are sure of it as the first free throw is no good for Redmond. 60% free throw shooter for the Vikes.
Yeah, both teams really struggling in this fourth quarter from the free throw line.
Redmond's second one also rims out. Rebound, Billmeyer. Lake Central's got to move quick. Geller, pump fake, trying to hunt for a three. They'll do just that. Geller off the mark. Rebound goes to Billmeyer. Mid-range jumper, a lot of contact, no good. Fought for, who's got it? Kroenke saves it, but gets it to McConaughey of Valparaiso. They'll push it up, 10 seconds left. It looks like they'll dribble this one out. It's Redmond fitting enough as the Vikings go on the road and this frigid Friday night and get the job done here against the Tribe.
Yeah, looking forward. Lake Central will be playing at South Bend, Washington on Tuesday, and Valparaiso will be home against Lowell. And you are right, frigid.
Valparaiso improves to 9-7 on the year, and most importantly gets their first conference victory, while Lake Central, another tough pill to swallow, 9-5 on the year, and also now 1-2 in the conference. Jay and I will talk a little bit more about the game and the post-game segment after this, and we'll have 3 awards to hand out to shut the book here at Lake Central High School. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. The Right Group, the right way to buy and sell real estate. Mark Machnick, Chicagoland Tax Professionals. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Final score from Lake Central High School, Valparaiso 40, Lake Central 31. Going to be a long but comfortable bus ride home for the Valparaiso Vikings. So
hopefully they started it up, because they're gonna be in there changing, and hopefully by the time they get on the bus, it'll be nice and warm.
Yeah, a lot of respect to have this game happen with the wind chills tonight, and there's a lot of moving parts, obviously. Both teams got to agree, and there's, of course, the logistics of traveling and making sure a bus is warm and be able to operate in conditions like these. So kudos to both communities for making this happen. But, Jay, about the game here tonight, it was a resilient effort for the Vikings that, again, that first quarter, we said it a few times, it was one that's going to be broken down quite heavily in the Valparaiso film room, and not for the right reasons. But since then, they really kind of turned the corner. They kind of flexed their muscles defensively. Shooting ability kind of went up, some shot making, at least getting to the cup, drawing some fouls, and converting, and ultimately coming out here and after a scoreless first quarter for Valparaiso, hung 40 in those final 3, and defense obviously shined.
Yeah, definitely. The defense really played outstanding. And you got to think about it. Lake Central scored 8 in the first quarter, so only 23 the rest of the game. So, ouch. That's they've definitely got to work on their shooting as well. Their 3-point shooting for both teams was, as the weather goes, ice cold.
Yeah, both teams coming to this one too. I mean,
35%.
Fairly good from the 3-point line. 35 for Lake Central, Valparaiso 34, and it's just one of those where you're going to have slumps, and sometimes it harms you in this game, but it kind of stings for Lake Central because despite their lack of shooting ability from beyond the perimeter, it was one of those games where it's like you lose by 9 points and the score, even that, it's not really indicative of how Lake Central played because they were also very solid defensively, limiting some of their key pieces. And, again, just one of those games that got away from you.
Both teams played. I think the shooting was affected by the good defense because the defenses for both teams extended out to the 3-point line, and everybody had a hand in their face. Some good looks, but, again, a lot of hands in the face, a lot of good interior defense as well. And you didn't really see a whole lot of offensive rebounds. Both teams really secured the ball on the defensive boards. There might have been a few rebounds here and there by Valpo, but really Lake Central didn't get any offensive boards.
Now it's time, after we kind of shut the book on this one, the Valparaiso Vikings come to hostile territory and get a big-time conference win. 40-31 was your final here from St. John at Lake Central High School. For the Crowell Company's Lantern Man, superhero of the game, the insurance professionals, although he maybe didn't stuff the stat sheet in the scoring department. Maddox Wagner, who, yes, picked up 5 fouls, dealt with foul trouble. Again, when you're kind of that physical presence, 6'8" down low, a junior who's only getting better, only growing. Yes. Again, I saw physically he grew 5 inches since his freshman season, but he's also growing as a player. He's going to have a bright future at the Valpo with the Valpo Vikings, as well as, who knows, maybe beyond. But he does those things that, again, it's not going to get measured. He's going to grab those. Yes, there's some rebounds that'll go in your stat sheets, but just alters things defensively. And, again, for Lake Central, putting 31 points after a fairly nice first quarter, a lot of that product goes to Maddox Wagner, who also poured in 9 points and a big and one in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he was really their go-to guy. When they needed the points right at the end, he got that 3-point play to sort of nail the coffin right there, put that first nail in the coffin, I should say. And, Wagner defensively played an outstanding game as well, picking up some fouls quickly in the third quarter, and that caused him to hit the bench from a lot of that third quarter, and same with the fourth quarter. But when he was out there, he was a presence.
Crowell Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game is Maddox Wagner, the budding superstar, forward/center for the winning team, the Valparaiso Vikings. Now for the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. We'll keep it with the big men this time on Lake Central, although he also picked up 5 fouls. Again, the straw that stirs the drink for the Lake Central Indians is Enyart. Is Noah Enyart, who, again, coming into this game below his season average of 16 points. He had 13 points, again, dealing with foul trouble, had an early first half. Obviously not the way he wanted to end this game, picking up that charged foul on a bucket that he did make. But, again, he does those things that he really gives you kind of that tough mismatch because he's great at dribbling the ball on the perimeter. And, again, efficient here tonight with 13 points at 8 in the first half as well.
Yeah, I mean, he broke the seal right away, banged home a top-of-the-key three-pointer to start the game. I think it was the first basket of the game. So he had a great night offensively. Defensively, struggled because he was fighting through 2 big men down low. But he really knows how to take that ball off the dribble for a 6'6" guy. Has some nice moves. He's got an inside and outside game as well. He was able to post up in the third quarter when Wagner was on the bench and make some hay in the paint. But the key was, picking up that 5th foul.
And you kind of highlighted to our next award, Jay, the Proud Union Home Play of the Game. To find out how you could become a Union Ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com. And, yes, these teams are well below their offensive outputs, and you kind of look at all the plays that really kind of made this game what this game become. And I think it was that 5th foul drawn on a charge play by Nasir White, who gave some great minutes off the bench.
Yes.
And a good look for Enyart down low, but even better defense from the junior forward for Valparaiso.
Yeah, Nasir White did a great job, was right on top of Enyart, and just as Enyart got the ball inside, Enyart just seemed to lower his shoulder and cause the contact. And once White hit the ground right there, the whistle, and you could see it right there. He leaned in and then pulled back, and as soon as he leaned in and shot the ball, he knew right then and there his night was over.
A pivotal play that sent one of Lake Central's best to the bench and just added a little bit more energy to a Valparaiso squad that was needed this win, I would say, to kind of get
Right
over the hump,
right
the
ship.
ship, and most importantly, going to get their first conference win of the season. Again, the final score from Lake Central High School, 40-31. Who do these two teams got next, Jay?
And let's see, looking at it, Valparaiso is home against Lowell on the 27th, and then flipping over to Lake Central. They are at South Bend, Washington, so they've got a little bit of a road trip coming up, and that game starts at 6:30. And, when we were talking about righting the ship, is that going to be that goes along with tonight, an ice-breaking ship, right?
You and the weather puns. I've had enough of you, Jay Simmons, as it's been quite a fun night here.
Quite a big week for us, right?
A big week, yeah. we appreciate the Valpo faithful who's been tuning in with us. We were at, of course, the historic Boucher Gym at Benjamin Franklin last night for the championship at the 8th grade level, so that was super fun. And then we just ran it back, Jay Simmons and I, here at Lake Central High School at the high school level. A fun game as well here between the Lake Central Indians and the Valparaiso Vikings, which Valpo walked out of this one with the 40-31 victory. All right, for our management team at the Region Sports Network, Chris Ramirez is our executive producer. Rich Castillo is the operations manager. The on-site producer and the coordinating producer of the Region Sports Network is Zach Miller. Aaron Svetlin was the man behind the camera this evening, as well as big shout-out to Lake Central for the use of the huddle camera tonight. For the coaches on both benches, Ben Lesky of Valparaiso and Ryan Sexton of Lake Central. The athletic directors, Stacy Adams of Valpo and Chris Enyart of Lake Central. The viewers, Facebook/Region Sports Nation, YouTube/Region Sports, the IHSA Champions Network, and regionsports.com. And for my partner, Jay Simmons, I am Mike Dewan, signing off from Lake Central High School. Again, stay warm this week, and everybody be safe. And we'll be back next week, starting on Monday with some of these makeup games with a loaded slate on the Region Sports Network at the Duneland basketball level. We cannot wait. We thank you all once again for tuning in. This has been a production of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.